This Cabin Boy live DVD is remarkable in its use of new advanced recording techniques, something akin to the original Star Wars movie using the Dolby Digital platform for the first time. This live DVD used a brand new technique where the boom operator held a microphone that is crossed between a kazoo and a microphone. Entitled the kazoo-crophone, adds a very raspy quality to the live sound, which we think works very well in this case. If we could perhaps zoom in on Brody, thank you, a bit lower, towards the business end, towards his hands. There we go. You can notice Rob's fingernails all black and bruised. Rob was caught up in a 24-hour Shabutio marathon the day before the Cabin Boy were due to play, and his fingernails became all black from flicking. So show your frustration, Rob. Unfortunately, Rob narrowly missed out by not getting to the final after his centre forward ricocheted off of a plastic cameraman in an exciting 25-inch lob, and it became lodged up the nose of his 2-year-old cousin. Subsequently, every further attack was ruled offside by the referee. Well done, Rob, and better luck next year. Of course, the members of Rogers the Cabin Man are very used to playing large arenas and venues and perhaps stadia. They've become a little too detached with the whole thing, so for the return of the Cabin Man concert tour, they decided to go with a more intimate approach, and what you see here is a small beefeater type setting, something akin to perhaps a harvester. I don't know if you've ever been to a harvest before. It's something very similar. They've constructed the whole thing inside a 15,000-seat arena, so it looks very small on the inside, but it's very much larger outside. Still a capacity of 15,000 people, so we think the atmosphere is tremendous. But even so, there are occasions where the audience, well, they get a little silly. The alcohol would get to their heads, so Brody would have to bring out the kung fu moves. There we go. Very, very dangerous man, Brody. Very black belt in various martial arts like judo, jiu-jitsu, and karate, and feng shui, and all of those ones. Very dangerous. Wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alley. No. So here we go. The next tune, the glitter ball is on, the lights are active, and Jaws is on the bass. Pink Flamingo and Comfortably Numb, or Comfortable Bum, as we like to call it. Perhaps it should be called Uncomfortably Numb Bum, as I'm sat in the studio here. It's, interestingly, the original aim for this song was to, between them all, to use every single one of the 1,047.5 notes that are available to them all. But unfortunately, they couldn't find a guitar with a fingerboard long enough. So the idea was scrapped, and they could only manage 1,046 of them. But in fact, it's commonly not known that during rehearsals for the shows, Rob Brody, quite by accident, managed to stumble across a brand new note, never been heard before. It's a very interesting note, somewhere between a B and a C. But ironically, the conventional
conventional pickups on a guitar. Couldn't hear the note, so the idea of using it in this song was scrapped. But I think it's very noteworthy, and I'm sure details will appear on Wikipedia or somewhere soon with the great news. So we never know. There may be a song out there one day with the brand new note. In fact, I think the guys were considering what to call the new note, whether it should carry on with the same naming convention as the existing ones from A through to J or K, or whether it should be something completely new. I think one of the suggestions was to call it Jeff. I think perhaps quite relevant for the sound of the note. So if anybody has any ideas, if you could send it through to the Cabin Boys at the address on the website, and we can perhaps get this thing moving. Let's concentrate more on the action going on screen. Very scary moment for the entire audience as the guys scream at them. It's normally the reverse. It's normally the audience screaming at the guys, so it makes a pleasant change for everybody. If you look closely behind Brody, you can see the caged photographer. Obviously the cabin boy making light of the recent year's activity in the newspapers. The one scandal that springs to mind is the photos that were leaked of Jules sporting a blonde merkin wig. Obviously, the papers got a hold of these photos from unsavory sources, and they were all over the front pages the following day. I remember the particular headline, Ruggs the Cabin Boy. I found very witty, but the members of the band weren't quite so entertained. So obviously this is their way of saying, paparazzi, this is what we do. We've got you under control. You're behind bars. A metaphor. The opposite of a metaphor. Indeed, interestingly, the echoes you hear on the spoken voices on the DVD here are all done by John, the engineer. The sound equipment wasn't provided to provide the relevant reverbs and echoes. So what had to be done was an additional microphone was added to the mix, and John would do all of the echoes by hand. Anything that Rob said, John would echo quieter. Anything that Jules would say, John would echo quieter, and of course anything that Alex would say, John would also echo. So we think that sufficed really in terms of providing some extra depth to the mix, and John also enjoying himself there. Did make himself rather hoarse, but all for rock and roll.